Yo, what's up guys? Towels here with another update from Project Diablo 2. This time I'm getting hyped for Season 9. We are 2 weeks away from the newest ladder reset, which will take place on April 12th for Season 9 Anarchy. Pretty badass name, as always. I wonder what rules will be broken. I'm recording this on the day before the closed beta, so we're going to have many more updates shortly. Closed beta is a testing period available for players that reach level 99 or kill difficulty 2, Rathma, or Declone, and to anyone that's donated $50+ to the team, which I believe is lifetime. Thus far, we've had 2 developer streams for Season 9 over the past 2 weeks, as usual prior to the closed beta, 2 weeks out from the season launch. Senpai has shown a great number of teasers with a ton of community-driven changes. That's right, all you D2R fans out there probably can't believe your ears. The devs here listen to the community. They even put out a Reddit poll asking for votes on which items to rework, and have a dedicated channel on the Discord just for feedback. Every season's patch notes include changes to game mechanics, fixes to bugs ranging from small to big, as well as a long list of item, mercenary, and skill balance changes, or just total reworks even. New boss fights from time to time show up as well. It's what keeps this 20-year-old game exciting, fresh, and keeps us all hyped for each new season. It's never a bad time to join or start again and see what the team's been up to. There are so many announced changes already that I won't go over all of them, but just some major ones that I'm excited for. Definitely comment down below with your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Tomorrow's dev stream to start the closed beta will share much more info on class skill and items changes as well, so I'll link Senpai's Twitch down below so you can tune in and check it out. Before getting to that, I want to share a quick update on my hardcore Zon, which if you saw the last video, you can see that I managed to rip in Uber Trist. I really had more plans for that, and I'm so sad that for the early exit, but it was still a great experience. So here's the last build snapshot that I was able to take with all of the gear that I left behind. I managed to hit a 2 skill armor, and it also has base 160 enhanced damage and 6 PDR, as well as 75 PLR. Just insane luck to make this myself so early, and obviously perfect for Rathma. I gambled this 2 Amazon 30 faster run walk circlet. I slammed 2 open sockets on it because I got excited and forgot to puzzle it first. Anytime you are mainly looking for a good slam over max sockets, you should puzzle first. In this case, +1 skills outperforms 3 open sockets, so I definitely should have puzzled it first, hoping for 2 sockets from that, and therefore increasing my chances of getting a +1 slam because it removes the possibility of the sockets slams. Small difference, but something that you should always consider. Oftentimes for weapons, when a big enhanced damage combo slam like ED/DS or ED and IAS is preferred, you'll want to puzzle first as well. Of course, you have to consider the cost of the puzzle. In regular seasons, puzzle pieces and especially puzzle boxes are far more valuable, so you have to weigh the cost of those into your decision as well. So aside from those, I also had this pretty crazy shield that I managed to find. 77 to life, big res, PDR, and 75 PLR, making it a crazy good option for both Declone and Rathma, which I would have spec'd to Plague Javelin for. My problem in UT, aside from being a noob, was my swap to the amp damage bow that I had left me with 2 total fire res, which I realized mid-fight, and I should have just stopped right then and there, but Summon Zon is so good at the fight that I just thought I had it. Anyway, my Merc was rocking some pretty decent stuff as well, and I'm bummed to have lost it all. But that's okay, because we're heading to Season 9, baby. I don't play non-ladder anyway. Now on to spoilers! Starting with Diamond Crafts. These are tentatively named Prismatic, but I believe that will change. My vote goes for Blessed Crafts. I think it fits more with other names, and these are focused on increased attack speed and all resistances. Pretty much just what my wish list was for the Craft League video. So sick that this is coming, a great example of community feedback. Not just mine, definitely wasn't just my idea, but community feedback making it into the game. Here are the tentative values for these, but one thing I would love to see from this is indestructible armor craft, maybe with light radius or something. I think it fits with diamonds being the hardest gem, but also it would give us something to look forward to with high-level ethereal armors dropping. Innocence armor is so good for so many reasons, but one of which is certainly the indestructible mod with the huge enhanced defense roll. Another minor change they're adding is to the strength to defense scaling for armors as well. That will be more linear so that low strength armors will have less defense and high strength armors will have more defense across the board. If you don't know, defense was also reworked in PD2 so that it works while moving and is an insanely good stat now because it doesn't just mitigate damage, it completely avoids it. So there's no block animation frames, no hit recovery, it's just 100% damage avoidance when it works. So yeah, that is Diamond Crafts. I can't wait to see what GGIAS weapons, gloves, and belts come out of this. I think this may be the season of the Diamond Craft. Next up, we have half freeze duration getting a big buff. 1 + 1 now equals 2. Breaking news, everybody. Half freeze will now combine across 2 sources and give the player cannot be frozen. So I guess it's more half plus half equals 1. Another suggestion I have seen in the community as well. These guys just deliver. This will really shake things up for itemization. Cannot be frozen slams and NHAM runes will definitely see a drop in value, so heads up on that. Also, on Diamond Crafts, you can see they intend to bring half freeze duration along for the ride too. Safety armors, by the way, already have this mod. Next hit always misses. NHAM. Here's a change that everyone's been talking about. A long-standing bug in Diablo 2, NHAM is a strange behavior that causes a lot of missed attacks and miscast spells that you probably thought was just lag. It's termed next hit always misses, and as I've learned from Discord, big shout out to Bubbles, who I've seen answer this question many times. It's when a character is interrupted as a block or dodge or faster hit recovery animation, the next attack or spell they attempt will always fail unless they move or take some other action before attacking. The spell cast in particular is what really looks like lag. So in this example, my Blade Sentinel is running in and getting attacked, right? So as you can hear, she's getting put into faster hit recovery, and this first attack is succeeding. However, this second and third attack over here, you can hear the Blade Sentinel attack, but it's not appearing on the screen, and it's not affecting any enemies. That's the effect of next hit always misses, which is sort of a desync between server and game. On a Fury Druid or Zealer, for example, the whole series of attacks would miss. So if you are playing melee and have a 95% chance to hit, but we're seeing what felt like too many missed attacks, it could very well have been next hit always misses. Speaking of chance to hit though, they've also announced that 100% chance to hit will now be possible. The attack rating requirements of this will be very high, but it will be cool to see it in action. This will definitely be something for me to test in beta. Builds that will be affected by NHAM. All. Anyone that gets hit, blocks, dodges, or parries will see an improvement. The question is kind of how big of an improvement. My thoughts are that it's a function of 1. How often do you get hit or interrupted? And 2. How fast is your attack and cast speed? So close range players will be hit more often than long range players, and then summoners probably taking the least amount of damage. And then depending on how fast your attack or cast speed is, I can also say how big the impact is, because if you're going to attack again very quickly after missing an attack, then it won't be that big of an impact. Another thing to note here is that also uninterruptible attacks wouldn't see as big of an effect either. So Whirlwind and Fury come to mind as being less impacted. So some big candidates just off the top of my head would be like Sacrifice, Charge, or Zeal Paladin. Actually any Zealer, Fend Amazon, Dragontail kicks in, Blade Sentinel as I showed. There's many others that could have a significant improvement for this, and this is a major thing that will require testing during the beta. Next hit delay is another big change incoming, but it's not really related to NHAM, even though the abbreviations are kind of similar. NHD is mostly a group play effect where certain skills wouldn't be able to hit monsters at the same time. Here is a list of skills with their delay values listed out on max roll, which I'll link down below as an excellent source for more information on this. And one example would be fire traps and multi-shot. If you had a fire trapper and a multi-shot boson in mapping together, they would block each other's damage. That's because next hit delay was applying globally to each attack across all players, which doesn't seem to be the intended purpose of this. Now, next hit delay will be local to the player and the spell. That's why it's not really a big impact on solo play, because you're not necessarily using 2 or more of these skills constantly right after each other very often. So as with NHAM, this is much more testing is needed to really understand the impacts, especially because skills will be rebalanced as a result as well. But here's the list to see what was impeding what. Next up, range check. Another melee focused improvement here. If you ever noticed while chasing down a fast target that you often swing and miss, as highlighted here with my Fury Druid versus very shifty Zealot, we'll call him Christian McCaffrey or maybe Lionel Messi for you Europeans, this will be fixed as well. The range check starts with the target in range, and as the target moves out of range, you miss. In Season 9, they intend to make it so that if the target starts within range, the attack will land. What I really want to test here is whether this applies to players as well. Like in cows, I oftentimes am able to just barely avoid an attack, and this may not work in Season 9, so keeping an eye out on that for sure. Lastly, I want to mention persistent summons. Summon builds across the board are getting a nice quality of life change, where permanent summons will now persist, similar to how Iron Golems follow you from game to game. Still on Season 8, I can show that not happening as the case, but in Season 9, what you can expect is that you won't have to resummon every time you enter a new game. So, saving you maybe 10, maybe even like 30 seconds of a game at the beginning, and it will definitely help a lot with those quick Shank, Pindle, or Trav runs, for example. Again, this is not a complete list by any means. There are many more changes to come, and these are just some of the most impactful changes that I'm most excited for. Let me know down below what's got you hyped. New season will begin on April 12th, open beta April 8th, closed beta starts on March 30th, which will also be the first drop of the tentative patch notes from the team, so get pumped. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in Season 9. Anarchy! Appreciate y'all, thanks for the support, and check out another video.